Hello, students, and welcome to Business 101. This week, we'll be talking about the definition of a business. What is a business? Why does it exist? And what is this function? A business basically is an enterprise that provides goods and services to customers in exchange for something of value. All of us, at some time, we interact with businesses, whether we go to the mall, we purchase a pair of shoes, we go to the bakery, we buy bread, whatever the case may be. We provide something of value in exchange for what we need and what we want. So a business is set up to serve us and to provide a profit for the business owners. So basically, that's what a business is. An enterprise that provides goods or services in exchange for something of value. There are key questions that a business has to answer. And one of the key questions would involve what product or service a business has to produce or would produce. And when a business decides that, it has to figure out how is it going to produce that? Is it going to outsource certain aspects of the production function? Is it going to produce everything in their own factory? How are they going to set up their factory? So there's a lot of questions that has to be answered when it comes to this particular product or service being produced. Also, how is the business going to promote that product? Okay, is it going to use newspaper to promote this product? It's going to use the internet, Facebook, television. There are various outlets, media outlets for this product to be promoted. So this decision must be taken by management and the marketing department. Also, how is the business going to finance this product? Is it going to sell off some of its assets? Is it going to borrow from the bank? Is it going to issue shares? To do that, there must be some type of capital in order to finance this new product. Also, who is this product going to be marketed to? Who actually are going to be the target market? Who are we going to serve with this particular product? And in order to find that out or ascertain that, there must be some degree of market research being done. Who wants this product? Is there a need? Where is this need? To what extent is this need going to be fulfilled? So these are some of the pertinent questions that management must answer in order to produce this product. A business has various stakeholders, and the primary stakeholder of a business would be its owner. If we are thinking about a sole proprietor or someone who, one person who owns a business, that person has to make various sacrifices. The person gets up in the morning, in some cases very early, goes to his business, opens up, he takes all the risks, and he has to depend on this business for a living. So he has to put his best foot forward in order to make this business successful. Also the customers, some customers depend on businesses to provide the goods and services that they need. For example, there's some basic needs in terms of food, clothing, and these various things that customers depend on for businesses to provide. Also creditors, they also have a stake in the business. They need to know that the business has been successful so that they can be repaid all monies lent or debts to the business. Employees, they are the ones that are sacrificing their time and energy to build the business up, to build these products and services that are going to be ready to be sold in the market to consumers. Also suppliers, they're the ones that are going to be providing the raw materials or the inputs for the business. So their stake is that they want to make sure that the business exists so they can have a market to sell their inputs or raw materials. Finally, the government, they have a special stake in the business. They collect taxes that the business is going to be generating. They want to make sure that business is following all the rules, the regulations, and all these things that are pertinent when it comes to the smooth run of the business, and that is going to be consistent with the economic environment that's going to be produced by the business. So in order to create a business idea, there must be some sort of competitive advantage, something that the business can do better than its competition. For example, the business may have a patent, an idea that they came up with originally and that they have protected under the law. And they can use that and have a competitive advantage. A competitive advantage could also be some sort of skill that the business has that not many competitors have. It could also be capital, a large sum of money that they can invest in an idea. And all these competitive advantages that business has puts it in a place where it can compete among many other businesses. Also, when the business creates its product or service, it must be distinct to others or other competitors. And this can be achieved by branding, providing a name or a logo that's different to other business. For example, when we look at Nike, when we see Nike's logo, we know definitely that that is Nike's logo. We know that Nike is going to be distinct from Adidas, which has its own logo also, and we know based on the branding that quality will follow. So when we create distinct products through our brands, customers follow and place that confidence and trust in our company. Also, we have to determine the necessary sources to produce that particular product. And if we don't have enough resources, then we may not be successful when it comes to producing that product. So we must create an inventory where we can look at whether we have enough resources in terms of money, in terms of employees, in terms of expertise, in terms of capital, all these various things. And we have to assess whether the idea is feasible. Sometimes we may have an idea, and when we do that market research, we realize that there's no need for that particular product because a substitute product may be out there fulfilling that need. So before we spend all that money in terms of producing a product, we have to make sure that there's a demand for the product. We have to make sure there's a market for the product and that we can profit from that particular product. The business has key functions. There are key functions that the business thrives on, and the first one is management. And this is the manner in which employees and other resources are used by the business. And we can start by the CEO. He is the one that actually sets the vision for the organization. There are also middle management, is lower management, and management provides the resources and distributes the resources consistent with the vision. So management is very important. Marketing decides who the business is going to satisfy. It decides how they're going to satisfy that need based on what type of product they're going to produce, how they're going to inform the market that the product exists, and how they're going to persuade the market to buy that particular product. So that's the basic function of marketing. And it involves creating a price for the product, promoting the product, distributing the product, and creating the right features of the product that the market would appreciate. Also, when it comes to financing, firms have to decide how they're going to provide that finance. What means are they going to provide? Are they going to borrow from the bank? Are they going to sell off assets? Are they going to issue shares, whatever the case may be? But there must be a finance decision when it comes to producing a particular product to sell to customers.